We begin tonight with the battle online to tell the truth about the pandemic. Today, YouTube announced that it is shutting down several high-profile accounts as it cracks down on COVID-19 misinformation and anti-vaccine conspiracy theories. The U.S.-based company banned the popular accounts of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Joseph Mercola for spreading false information about vaccines. In a similar move, it took down both German-language channels of Russian state broadcaster RT, formerly known as Russia Today, without disclosing which of RT's videos broke its rules. Well, our digital reporter Pablo Fole-Elias is following this story for us. Pablo, how did RT's German YouTube channel end up being deleted?
Right, well, YouTube, which is owned by Google, said that RT's German channel had received a strike, so a warning over material that it had uploaded which breached YouTube's standards on COVID-19 misinformation. RT's German channel was subsequently suspended from uploading new videos to its channel for a week. Then what happened was that YouTube said that RT's German channel tried to, quote, circumvent the restriction by uploading videos onto another channel that it has, which is Der Fehlende Part. Now, as a result, both channels were terminated for breaking YouTube's terms of service. Now, this story could sound similar in some ways to what happened in August when Sky News Australia was banned from posting new videos and live streaming on its YouTube channel for a week after violating the platform's policies over COVID-19 misinformation and information with regards to the pandemic.
So what sort of content are we talking about here?
Well, this is what's still a little bit unclear. Now, YouTube didn't disclose which videos exactly, but the editor-in-chief of RT said that it was related to interviews with critics of COVID-19 measures. But there were also reportedly clips discussing potentially risky or unproven COVID-19 treatments, we'll say. YouTube then said, and quote, doesn't allow content about COVID-19 that poses a serious risk of harm. It also says that it doesn't allow content that spreads medical misinformation that contradicts local health authorities and also the World Health Organization's medical information about COVID-19. So we can sort of gather a little bit from all that information what type of videos we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, perhaps better late than never there. Pablo, thank you very much. All right, let's look at the politics said to be behind this move with our political correspondent, Simon Young. He's following that side of the story. Good evening to you, Simon. RT says this YouTube ban is politically motivated and that Germany is behind it. Their editor-in-chief even accused the German government of declaring a media war. I mean, have they produced any evidence?
Brent, I'm not sure there is any concrete evidence of these claims, but the head of RT in Germany said that her organisation had done nothing wrong and that they were being represented as having broken the rules, but that's a false representation. And in Moscow, the Russian Foreign Ministry called it an unparalleled act of media aggression and suggested that the German government might somehow be behind it. Well, of course, YouTube, as we've heard, says that this is about COVID misinformation, and the German government, for its part, has clearly rejected the idea that it's got anything to do with this. Let's listen to what the German government spokesman said just earlier on.
We have taken note of this decision from YouTube. And since there are different stories about this on Russian channels, I want to say very clearly, this is a decision by YouTube. The federal government or representatives of the federal government have nothing to do with this decision. Anyone who claims that is constructing a conspiracy theory. It's a decision by YouTube. YouTube has justified it. We take note of that.
So, Simon, is this part of the continuing souring of relations between Moscow and Berlin, or do you think there's something more substantial at work here?
Well, that's hard to say, but certainly relations between Moscow and Berlin, there's some tension in that relationship, and this war of words is likely to make it a little tenser, if anything. The Kremlin has been saying that, you know, it appears as if some Russian laws may have been broken, and there have been calls, reports anyway, of calls from authorities there for retaliatory action that is say, potentially banning or some kind of reprisals against YouTube or perhaps against German media operating in Russia. The German government spokesman again today said, well, there is no basis for any such retaliation, and indeed any talk of it shows that such people who talk about that have a poor relationship, as he put it, with press freedom.
All right, our political correspondent Simon Young on the story tonight here in Berlin. Simon, thank you.